Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to my podcast, Don't Get a Therapist Yet. And the aim of this podcast is to enable more people to understand more about therapy, how it can help you, the different types of therapy that are available, and things you can do without even being in therapy. So I hope you enjoy the show. Today, I'm going to talk about mindfulness because it's something I talk about a lot as a accredited CBT therapist. I consider myself a mindfulness practitioner, so I'm very pro mindfulness. Um, but I think it's sometimes misunderstood, and it just involves a sort of loads of people going and sitting on cushions. And I want to actually give a much broader explanation and offer some exercises that you can do to actually to feel as though you've mastered mindfulness, if there's such a thing. So it's called Mindfulness Made Simple. Mindfulness is practical and it's just a deeply human experience. You don't need any incense. All you need is your attention, your breath, and a willingness to try again when the mind wanders. So, if you've tried mindfulness before and thought, I can't stop thinking, good news. You don't have to. Mindfulness isn't about deleting thoughts, it's about changing our relationship with them so that we can respond wisely instead of reacting on autopilot. So, in this podcast, my aim is to define mindfulness, to touch on a little bit about what the research says exactly about how mindfulness can help us, and how we can practice. What is everyday mindfulness? We're going to go through a guided body scan, mindful movement, mindfulness of the emotion, the breath, and mindfulness of pleasant events. So I'll start by saying, well, what is mindfulness? So John Kabat-Zinn, who actually created a program called Mindfulness-Based Stress Reduction, he describes mindfulness as paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment, and without judgment. So let's actually think a little bit more about what we mean by that. Okay, so what do we mean by on purpose? So it means we make a choice to notice rather than drifting on autopilot where we're not really paying attention to anything. What do we mean by being in the present moment? Really here and now, right now, not thinking about yesterday's replay or tomorrow's what ifs. I know a lot of people spend a lot of time with what ifs, and this is where mindfulness can really, really help. Without judgment. So, what we mean by this is whatever shows up, we're not going to instantly label it good or bad thought, good thought. We're just going to notice we're having thoughts. So, mindfulness is a way of training your attention, but doing it with an act of kindness. So, we have thoughts, they'll wander. Perfect. Every time you notice them and return, that gentle repetition builds up a better capacity to practice mindfulness. So, what does the evidence say about mindfulness? Well, what we do know that mindfulness has been studied for decades throughout structured programs like mindfulness-based stress reduction and mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. So across loads and loads of trials and analysis, the benefits show up as small to moderate improvements in anxiety, depression, perceived stress and quality of life. I don't know about you, but I'll go for small to moderate. That's good research evidence. If I can actually take away a little bit of my depression or anxiety or stress, give me mindfulness every time. I do assure you that. It is also very useful for chronic pain. Now, mindfulness doesn't promise that the pain can vanish, if only that was possible, but it doesn't. But what people who practice mindfulness report is a healthier relationship with pain. less about the fear of having the pain, the reaction to the pain, more about feeling more in control of the pain, which can actually help when you feel you've got pain and you're suffering from the pain. And in the UK, mindfulness-based cognitive therapy is recommended in a clinical trials to help prevent relapse in depression when delivered by people who are trained in mindfulness practice. So research suggests that the effects vary. What is important is the ability of the teacher to demonstrate mindfulness. It is about how much you practice, and accepting mindfulness isn't a cure-all. If you think of it like you're practicing a skill again and again and again and again, you get better at it. Consistency wins. And also, we also need to bear in mind, sometimes when you're doing mindfulness, if you're distracting and denying things, it can happen that emotions can come up more strongly. Okay, and we'll cover that later because I think that's a really important point. And just as a clinician, I want you to know that and not to be afraid of that. We'll talk to you how to manage that as well. So the first topic I want to go into is called mindfulness of everyday activities. And I think this has got a great benefit because it's much more about how you can incorporate mindfulness into your busy day. And let's face it, we've all got busy days. So many of us are so stressed and busy, especially if you're working full time, if you've got caring responsibilities, whether that's actually young children or maybe some elderly relatives you have. We don't have a lot of time. So actually incorporating mindfulness into everyday activities is something I think a very, very good way of doing things. Okay. So the idea is you practice more mindfulness in ordinary moments. Let's try these as you go through your day. So your first hot drink doesn't have to be hot. It can be cold. It can be coffee. It can be tea. It can be whatever you like. But the idea is you take that first sip and then you feel the warmth of the drink. You notice the smell, the beautiful aroma. And then you actually notice when actually you swallowed it and it goes through all through your body as well. And then if your mind wanders, you go back. And actually holding the hot drink in your hand can also be very therapeutic, just feeling the warmth of the drink. And just notice how it self-soothes you. The other one is called mindfulness transitions. So before you're doing something, you're transitioning from one practice or activity to another, you can actually just take one slow breath. Inhale, then gently exhale, then begin. So this might be good. Say you're in the process of opening emails on your computer. Each time you open one, just take that moment and just take that slow breath. Inhale, gently and slowly, then exhale. Or maybe when you're waiting for the kettle to boil, you can just do some slow breathing then. And it's much better than worrying about the future and everything like that. Just focusing on your breath. Another one I think works really well is mindful walking. So this is very, very simple. Just when you're walking, it can work really well if you're able to go barefoot in the grass and you feel all those sensations, but obviously be careful. But you notice your feet meeting the ground. Notice that feeling of grounding on the grass. Notice the rhythm of your steps. Notice them slowly going through each of your steps, touching, taking your foot off, putting your other foot on, touching. Notice the sensation. Notice the firmness of the ground between your feet. It's a lovely sensation. Okay. And again, you can just keep the breathing going as well. Just very slowly, just notice the sensation of the ground between each foot. And you can do another favorite one of mine is mindfulness of eating. The beautiful thing about this is you've got your food there. You can look at your food. You can look at the feelings of anticipation of eating. You can notice the smell, notice the color of the food that you're eating as well. And then when you start eating, notice the texture, notice the taste, notice the warmth of this hot food as well. And just enjoy each mouthful. Slowly and gently, just take in each mouthful and just focus on what it is you're eating. Just notice if the sensations change. Maybe 1 minute it'll be bitter. Maybe the next minute might be garlicky or oily or crunchy or chewy. What is it that you're noticing? And then when you swallow, it goes down to your belly, and hopefully you notice that fullness that you can feel from eating. That's a really, really good one. I love doing mindfulness eating as well. Savor each moment. Okay? And then the next one we're going to do is the body scan. So here you need to be on your own, ideally, without interruption. I know that can be hard for some people, but maybe in the morning or late at night, you can try this as well, because it can actually help with sleep as well. So you just start by finding a comfortable posture, okay? Either lying down or seated with your back supported. You can either close your eyes or keep them open and just have a soft gaze. So we're going to bring our attention throughout our body. And if you notice you drift off in thought, just be aware of that. And with kindness and no judgment, just bring back your focus to the body. And then you start with natural breathing, breathing in and breathing out. Very slowly and gently, breathing in and breathing out. So start with your left toe. Notice the sensations, or maybe there's an absence of sensation. Look into any warmth that you have, any tingling, any pressure, and move from each toe, and do that with each toe. Then go to the soles of your feet. Again, notice anything there. What's there? Just be curious. What sensations do you notice? And going to the top of the foot. And while you're breathing, just imagine softening your breath. Nothing is being forced. Then go to your attention to your ankles. And the same there. Just notice any sensations, anything to be curious about. And then your calves. Notice how your muscles feel. And whether you notice any contact with any fabric or air. Gently moving on to your knees, your thighs. And then start the other foot. Go through the other foot. Go to the big toe first of all. And again, notice any sensations. What do you notice there? Is it warm? Is it cool? Is it tingling? Then go to the soles of your other foot. What do you notice? Are there any sensations there? Are they warm? Are they cold? Are they tingly? And again, move up to your other leg. Notice its calf or its ankles. What muscle tone do you notice there? Is it covered with some warm fabric or is it open to the air? Then moving on to your other leg's knee. Just notice any sensations there. What does that feel like? Just stay there and notice. Always remembering, if your mind wanders off, just gently and kindly bring it back to focus on that body part. And then your thighs. Just go up there and just notice any sensations there. Just be curious about what you find there. And then, when you've done your thighs, we're going to move to the hips. And the same thing. Be curious about how your hips feel. Do you notice anything about your hips? Notice any sensations and be curious. And again, always remember if the mind wanders, that's normal. That's what minds do. And then, with gentleness and kindness, go back to that body part. Then when you've done the hips, focus on your stomach. Feel your belly rise and fall. If you notice any tightness or any sensations, just allow it to happen. No pushing, no strain. Just noticing stomach rising and fall. And then bring your attention to your lower back and be curious. What do you notice? Does it feel supported? Does it feel warm? Or achy even? If it does, just be curious about that. Oh, I'm noticing an ache. That's okay. It's just an ache. And again, bring your attention back to any more sensations in your lower back. And then moving on to your upper back. What do you notice there? Does that feel warm and supported? And any tension there? Just breathe it out. Just breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. And then your chest. Maybe you notice your heart beating. The ribs expanding. And that's fine. That's what hearts do. And that's what ribs do as well. Just a gentle rise and fall. Just notice the sensations of your ribs when breathing. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Then bring your attention to your shoulders. What do you notice there? How are they feeling? How do they feel when they hold up the head? What a big job they have, the shoulders and the neck. Isn't that amazing? And just notice any strain there, any stress. Just notice that. And again, use your breath. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Now go to your left hand. Notice any sensations there in your fingers or your thumb. Be curious about what you notice. How does it feel? Do they feel strong or hard-working? Are they soft? Can you feel the sensations in them? Can you feel how sensitive your fingertips are? Just notice that. Notice your palms. What do you feel about your palms? Again, are they hard-working? Have they served you? Just notice. Then go to the back of your hand. What do you notice there? What do you notice about your skin, or your knuckles. Just bring your attention there for a moment. Then working up to your wrists. Again, do they feel strained or do they feel calm? If there's any strain, just breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Your forearm. What do you notice about your forearm? Is there any sensations there? How much do you notice your forearm? Is it soft? Is it warm? Is it heavy? Now move up to your elbow. Again, something maybe you don't think about a lot, but very important part of our body. Just notice that. And then your upper arm. Does it feel heavy or light? Is it soft or hard? What sensations do you notice? Then move on to your other hand. Again, start with the fingers. What do you notice? How are they feeling today? Are they feeling rested? Are they feeling tired? Just notice. Work up to your palm. What do you notice about your palm? Can you feel the sensations? Which hand is stronger? Are you left-handed or right-handed? Do you notice the difference? The back of your hand. Does it feel the same as your other hand? Are there differences? Do you notice any sensations? Any pain or soreness? Again, just breathe it out. Then move on to your forearm. And again, just thank your forearm for just being there. Pretty important thing it does, doesn't it? Because it corrects your arm to your hands, which are so valuable for what we do. And focus on your elbow. What do you notice there? Any pain, any tension? Or is it soft and light? And then your upper arm. Again, does it feel warm? Does it feel strong? Is it achy? Have you been using your muscles lately? Just notice. And then you now need to move up to your neck. And again, we've already been thanking the neck for actually having such a burden holding our heads. And again, just notice any tension around there, any strain, and just breathe in and out. Breathing in and out. Then gently move on to the jaw. Notice any stiffness or clenching. Notice if you are clenching your teeth. And again, just try to let that go. Always encourage your jaw to relax. Does that feel good? Notice any sensations in your cheeks. Again, any tension there. Just let it go. Breathing in, breathing out. And then your eyes. What do you feel about your eyes? What do you notice about your eyes? Can you be grateful for your eyes? What do they give you? Just notice. And then your nose. Again, how important are our noses? They do such a good function, don't they? Hopefully yours is clear, not blocked up. Hopefully there's no pain there. And being grateful for what it does. And then go to your forehead. again. Often there's tension there, isn't there? Often tension and stress. And again. Just be curious about what's there. And if there is any tension there, just breathe in and out. In and out. And finally your scalp, the rest of your head. Again, just notice. Notice how that feels. Whether if you're lying down, it feels supported, cradled. Again, how much is it carrying our amazing brains and what that means to us? And maybe being grateful for the power of our minds and what it can do, how much we can notice things. And then just imagine the whole body as one sensation of breathing. Almost imagine the whole body breathing. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. Now, if you feel comfortable, that's great. Just rest there. If there's any discomfort, just notice it. Just say we don't have to fix anything right now. It's okay. And then when you're ready, just take a slightly deeper breath. Just wiggle your fingers and toes. If you close your eyes, just gently open them. And that's a body scan. I hope you got something out of that, and I hope you go away and practice. Okay, so we're going to do another one now. This is mindfulness of breath. Again, this is a very short one, so it's good to do perhaps if you're stressed at work, or if you're in a meeting, you're feeling anxious, or even when you're driving. Obviously, keep your eyes open when you're driving. It's very important. I need to say that to you. But there we are. Let's just talk about mindfulness of breath. So here we go. So you just need to focus on one part of your breathing. Okay, just decide that first. So it could be your nostrils, your belly, or your chest. And we're just going to breathe naturally. We're not going to hold it or try and get any improvement from it. It's just going to be very natural. And we'll start by noticing the in-breath and then the out-breath. And again, slowly and gently, notice the in-breath, not holding the breath in any way. Just notice the out-breath. Notice where the in-breath ends and the out-breath begins. Just be curious about that. Again, if your mind starts wandering, mark it kindly. Oh, that's what minds do, just thinking. And return back to your breath anchor. There's no blame there. Just do a gentle repetition. And then just go for 3 steady breaths. Breathing in, breathing out. Slowly and gently breathing in. And then slowly and gently breathing out. And one more, breathing in. Then breathing out. And then to close, take one really full breath and let it all go. Let anything go out the breath. Whatever's there, just let it go. Whatever thoughts, feelings, irritations, worry, anxiety, just let it go. Okay, so that was mindfulness of breath. Next one we're going to do is mindfulness of emotion. And this is really quite important because we can get so easily overwhelmed with our emotions, and this can help you. So we want to start firstly by bringing a mild, manageable moment to the present day. Perhaps a worry, a bit of an irritation, or a very small sadness. And then just name it. So worry is here, or frustration is here, or sadness is here, whatever you choose. Now just gently notice where this feeling lives in your body. Is it your jaw, your chest, your belly, your throat? And where it is, just bring your breath to that part, allowing it space just to breathe. And just bring a gentle curiosity to the sensations. Just notice if it shifts. That's fine. If it stays, it's also fine. And it may move as well. Allow your body to be the container that holds the feeling rather than the feeling itself. Then offer a kind, compassionate phrase. An example could be, "This is hard and I'm doing my best." Or, "May I be gentle with myself." Okay, so that's mindfulness of emotion. Now we're going to do mindful movement. So you can do this standing or remain seating. Make sure you move in a way which doesn't cause any pain. So we're just going to start. If there's any part of your body you can't move, then just accept that. Just adapt it to wherever you are in your situation. But we're going to start now by slow shoulder rolls. Very gently, very slowly. Just roll your shoulders. After a few, just roll your shoulders back the other way. And then gently turn your head left and gently right. Then back again left and then right. And then just allow your arms, just raise them gently as far as you can. Feel the stretch, the size of your body. Again comfortably, no strain. Every time you do a movement, notice how you feel at the start, the middle, and the end. And allow the breathing to go in rhythm with the movement. So breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. And just almost let your arms sway, as if in the wind. A little bit like a tree swaying in the wind. And just notice the stretch in your body. Then gently bring your arms down and finish. Breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out. And then you can do this with any other part of your body. You can do this with your legs, your body, whatever you feel right to do. The next one we're going to do is called Mindfulness of Pleasant Events. This is one of my favorites, and I think you'll find out why when I describe it to you. So, when you're out and about, you need to do is almost set the intention that I am going to notice pleasant events. I am going to find any, however small, pleasant event in my life today. And it works really well if you're going for a walk, because you can walk around and look and see what you notice. It could be the sky, the clouds, the trees in the wind, the sunlight, the flowers, nature. But if you can't, you might just find something in your own home, the comfort of a blanket, or a nice shower, a warm, hot shower, warm or hot, whatever you prefer. Just something pleasant. Just notice it. Set an intention to notice it. Even a drink, that first sip of tea you have, or coffee in the morning, how much you anticipate it and how lovely it is. And then afterwards, revisit it through the senses. Just notice, what did you see? Was there anything you heard? Was there anything you felt? Were there any smells there? Or taste? And be curious now about how your body is responding to the memory of the pleasant event. What do you notice now? By revisiting it, do you notice any sensations changing? Like feeling more warm, feeling more ease, a sense of calm or pleasure. And then just notice any other sensations like gratitude or joy or a smile on your face. Just reflect and notice how reminding yourself of the pleasant event is also another pleasant event. So you can do that anytime and enjoy that one. And the last one I'm going to do is just any kind of problems, because mindfulness, again, it sounds very simple, but it can be difficult to do for all kinds of reasons. We're very complex creatures and our minds wander all the time. Okay? So the first common problem is that my mind never stops. Okay? So you just have to keep telling yourself, that's what minds do. That's fine. Just keep on returning to whatever practice you're doing. Just keep going back. However many times you need to, just keep going back. I feel sleepy. This is a common one because it's something about mindfulness. It's not a relaxation technique. It is about staying in the moment, fully present. You might feel better and relaxed, but that's not the aim of mindfulness. But maybe think about the body scan. It's well known for sending people to sleep. So it's a good one to do if you want to go to sleep. If you don't want to go to sleep, maybe try mindful movement practice as well. So you're moving as well. And maybe rather than close your eyes, try and keep your eyes open. That's another one to do. I mentioned earlier that sometimes feelings can really come up. If you're not really acknowledging your feelings or you suppress your feelings, then whoosh, big feelings can come up. Okay. And all you need to say to yourself is, that's okay. I'm safe. I'm just noticing these feelings. Remember, your body is a container of these feelings. And then you can just do some breathing or some grounding exercises. What I mean by grounding is just notice things in the room. Say 5 things you notice in the room or wherever you are. 4 things you can hear. 3 things you can smell. 2 things you can touch. And 1 thing you can either taste or have a memory of something tasting as well. Okay, so just ground yourself if big feelings come up. Another objection is not having any time. So we talked about this earlier, didn't we? And it's a very common problem that people have is they don't have any time. But remember those little micro pauses while you're waiting for the kettle to boil, while you're opening up an email, just that one breath between each email. It's brilliant. It can be incorporated if you're doing the exercise. Try to make it more mindfully. Just notice the sensations in your body. I remember going swimming, and I did mindfulness swimming where I was just focusing on the movement of my body when I was swimming, and the sensation of the breathing. And I don't know, I just got a much deeper sensation and pleasure from my swimming than just sort of like being mindless, really. So it's amazing how much you can do when you just be curious and focus on how your body's responding. And then maybe try a regular practice. So maybe try it when you have your first drink in the morning or your first email. So you actually set a bit of a cue so you remember it every day. So, okay, what I'm going to do every time I take my first drink in the morning, that's my mindful moment. So it sort of becomes a routine. So just to summarize, so mindfulness is really about getting to know yourself, a different relationship with yourself, moment by moment, with curiosity and kindness. So give it a go. It doesn't replace therapy, but there is a lot of evidence to say it can be very, very effective. And these are things you can do. You don't have to have a meditation script or anything like that. You can if you want. You can look it up on YouTube. I've got some on my website, wendycastellino.com. You've got some there that you can try. But sometimes it's just like giving it a go and being okay, whatever happens. So you can't really get mindfulness wrong. It's not about getting things right or wrong. It's just practicing it and noticing if it benefits you, especially if you're somebody who ruminates about the past and has worry about the future. Just staying in the moment. And I love the phrase savoring the moment as well. Don't let your present be your presence. So I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you enjoyed the show. I hope it's helped you to practice mindfulness a little bit more. Give it a go. And yeah, get back to me and let me know how you did. And remember, wendycastellino.com. You can go there and find out what other meditations I've got, or just simply go to YouTube. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.